What's up, gamers? You know what, guys? I hope this is true because I just found some interesting information that apparently Nintendo uh, is maybe worried about the rage that's going on against the Switch 2 software at 79 for Mario or 90 in Europe or whatever. And they may be considering dropping the price. According to this either inside information or rumor, I'm going to go with rumor personally because this is a company that never drops the price and does not listen to anybody. I've never seen them do it historically. Say, oh, I mean, I've seen them do it. You know what I mean? We've seen it happen with the what was it? Was it the 3DS or the DS? One of those two where they had to drop the price down because people weren't buying it. But the Nintendo I see now with the market carryover that they have, I don't know. This would be awesome for gamers though. Are we ready for this, y'all? Like, comment, subscribe. I found the website and everything. So this is supposed to be coming from some Spanish individual. So we're about to get into this. This is going to get interesting. The only reason I'd be excited for this is if we do get games dropped down to $69.99 like Mario Kart, and future games not like that. Everything else is already 70 to begin with at 60. But I'm wondering if they're going to change their stance. This is very interesting. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna doubt it because I just think of Nintendo that way. You know what I mean? But I'm excited that this could possibly have some sort of truth to it. All right, let's read this. It says Nintendo will have an internal meeting tomorrow. This was over the weekend. It already happened. If this happened, just to let y'all know, to discuss the Switch 2 price change. Nintendo's having a meeting talking about changing prices. It says leak right here. It doesn't even say rumor. It seems Nintendo has listened. I know they're listening. I know they're watching, but I don't know about them dropping. We're going to see though. It's pretty obvious. We all have been so insistent. It is about time, right? Porta ad or al sotano, right? That's the YouTuber right there. Porta al sotano. All right, a Spanish YouTuber that has some friends and those people who work in the industry claims that this Friday Nintendo is having a meeting with managers and other important people to talk about the price issues. AMD. Oh, and maybe lowering them. I was like, wait, hold on, because that's something you could actually read as a word now. He meant to put the in there. It's fine as long as I know what you're saying. To me, it's in politics. He doesn't want to expose his source. This is a thing that we hear a lot. Definitely when there was far left exposures, the politics stuff. There was about, oh, I got stuff from the source about the layoffs, but I can't tell you because they would give away everything. It's a really good game to play. You don't know whether they're lying or telling the truth. If I'm speaking from people generally in the public, I can mostly tell. But then sometimes I don't care to really find out. But the important thing right here is to realize if this guy is lying or not, so we can always ignore him by saying this statement right here. Not what I just said, but knows people who work in the industry claims that this Friday, right? Because either they told you that and they're lying to you, or they don't exist. You know what I mean? Or they're telling you the truth and they have something. I don't know. I feel like that's not something you can fake or make an excuse for. Either you have it or you don't. What did he tell you? You know what I mean? If you got the number, tell me the number. You know what I mean? If you got this, tell me this. You know what I mean? So you don't have to put it in the public because I understand the game that they're trying to say here to expose his source. But yeah. And I repeat, he knows people with private information. He also claims Nintendo is scared of our negative reaction and they are panicking. They have more power than Sony in certain ways. Sony came out to be anti-consumer times 3 days in a row. PlayStation Plus price hikes. Last of Us, $110. Then jacking up the price of PlayStation 5. 3 right after them. Like that's why I told her, I said, hold my beers, my whole damn box. You're gonna need to be drinking all night because I'm about to embarrass you. That's what Sony said in the past 3 days after what they revealed. It's crazy, man. So I don't know about this, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have hope for something like this, for everyone to be able to afford it and get in. I think this would be great because it would be a big win for gamers if you could get them to reason with you. I think that would be amazing if that happened. I'd be like, holy shit, man, we're witnessing a generational cosmic event here, right? And they are panicking at least a bit, but still, I insist. The meeting is to talk about what to do now. It doesn't mean that they will lower the prices. So I'm going to go with, we'll see. But at least we can say for sure they have listened to us, like you call some type of stirring. Not that that's bad, you know what I mean? So good job, guys. Let's keep with the drop the prices and we may end up getting what we want. Now, let's go over here to the website to read the full article here. But we're going to cover just a little bit about what that just said. So that's where I tell people, like what I've said in my other videos, that I was never with the 79.99. I'm just not with staying constantly negative because I don't want to be in a negative state all day when I can go elsewhere and have fun. Because the way I look at it, oh, if you're not going to drop the price, then I'm going to get the hardware regardless. And then I need to decide what type of software I want to get. Like this is me kind of like facing reality. Okay, you're not dropping the price. So what are we going to do from this point? All right, either I'm getting it or I'm not. Whatever people want to choice they want to make, that's their choice. They're not right or wrong because they want to get it or they don't want to get it. Because there's some people who don't even pay attention to none of this and they're just going to get it and they don't pay attention to that. It all really depends on people's approach to trying to tell you why they want to buy this and why they think they want to support it. And you shouldn't listen to them. You shouldn't think that because you're against $79.99 price tag that you should look at them negative because they still want to support it. Well, find out the reason why. Don't just think that you understand every single individual on the planet on why they want to get it and how they will be right. Like this, I tell people what I say about PlayStation, right? But if you still want to go buy it, bro, that's your decision. That's your money. That's your gamer choice. I'm not going to get negative on you. Even if you want to say, I want Xbox only, right? I want to stay on Game Pass. I know people that have that type of mentality. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, because the whole entire gaming industry is not on Game Pass. You know how many games that exist on PC that are not on Game Pass? How many games that exist in the Nintendo world that are not on Game Pass and PlayStation? If it's me being a hardcore gamer, which I've told y'all plenty of times, I've been gaming for 33, 34 years and I've beaten over 2,000 plus video games. I'm super hardcore. If I want to get my games, because to me, it's all about the games. You know what I mean? And if I can't get that game here, I have to go somewhere else to get it. No different than when Microsoft's trying to do, oh, I can't get PlayStation gamers over here. I can't get PC gamers over here. I can't get Switch 2 gamers over here. I got to go to them. You see what I mean? It's the same mindset. You have to change to that mindset at that point. Or just stay like that, right? So it's just understanding that mode of thought. Now, Nintendo Switch 2 price drop rumor leaves fans divided. Earlier this month, we saw Nintendo finally unveil the Switch 2, right? Okay, we've seen this. This is a little bit of that. We've seen that. We've seen that. In the US, the handheld itself will cost $449. Mario Kart 449. It's a definite investment and definitely not accessible for everyone. We're not really worried about the hardware. Oh, so it's pretty much the same thing then. I thought we would get something different over here. Let's go down a little bit though. What is this? Okay. Nintendo saw the repercussions and people saying to drop the price. Remember when they did the Treehouse the next day? That's when they had that huge flood. Even after every post they've done on Twitter, stuff they tried to do on their YouTube page, they were just getting spammed. Drop the price, drop the price. Like if I was leading the company, I would say, look, we may be able to eat a little bit on the hardware, but I think when it comes to software, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody else. Do you want to make more money or do you want to be greedy and stupid? Meaning, if Mario Kart sold 10 million at $69.99, let's say that it did that in 1 month. I've seen Nintendo games do that. Pokemon Scarlet opened at 10 million with Violet or whatever. Tears of the Kingdom, though Pokemon was $59.99, Tears of the Kingdom was $69.99, opened at 10 million. If you drop the price and you sold 10 million that month, but you did 70 and you only sold like 5 million, then you're not playing the game right. Or you did 80 and only sold 5 million. That's 400 million, right? Tears of the Kingdom opened at 10 million. I want you guys to think about this. It's $700 million, not even including tax. You see what I'm saying here? You sell millions of copies, 4 or 5 millions of copies at $50. That's 250 million. But you tried 70 or 80 and you only sold 2 million. Who made more money? If y'all watching this, think about that over in Japan or just over here in the USA. You're going to make more money by selling more copies over time. You will make more money selling 10 million copies, even at $60, because that's 600 million. Whereas, how long would it take for 8 to get to 60? 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56. I just did 7 to get to 56. You kind of see what I'm saying here? You would have to sell like 7 point something million at that price. Whereas like you could make more money by making it more accessible. Definitely you, Nintendo. You'll sell so many copies. So you're fine. And you don't drop the price anyway. So I think it's smart to lower that software by $10. Or find some system to where you're giving people discounts that are subscribed to your online, like Microsoft does with Game Pass and Sony does with Plus. But they probably got that from Microsoft's aspect. But you have to find a system where you can benefit people and say that, okay, because you have Nintendo Switch online or whatever, you may get 5% or whatever. If you have Nintendo Switch expansion, you can get 10% on like maybe one game per month or new Nintendo Select titles. And if you don't have that, you're not getting that discount. You guys have to find some more pro-consumer approaches to remedy people. Do you need to do it? You don't have to, and you will still be successful, but I would say that you should because it would be better. Okay, so going down over here, it says they are aware of this and are considering changing their stance. Now, I wonder if this right here is actually true. Then he says he went on to compare this to when Nintendo changed their price of the 3DS. That's what I was talking about earlier. I mean, it's possible, but that's just a console. No, we're worried about software. I'm speaking for the game community. They're worried about software. You got to keep buying games. You don't need to buy the device once. You know what I mean? So, hell, man, if you are paying 70 to 80, that's like 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Oh, shit. If I buy 6 games throughout the generation, I've spent more money than I did getting the console, right? I think it's 8 times 6 is 48. That's $480 without tax. That's going to go over to 500. You see what I'm saying? So this is what these corporations need to think about now. People don't want to buy a couple games and I've already had passed up the damn console price. You see what I'm saying? Then he says he also claims that it may not happen. This is what to me is kind of weird. You said you're considering changing your stances, then you claim that it may not happen, but that Nintendo has a meeting with retailers to discuss the subject. First, the priority is about the games, which are the most negative subject. There we go. I don't know about the console, but I imagine that would be harder as they would need to eat the cost, as we just looked over that, right? As you can imagine, the comments were filled with users sharing their disbelief both over a potential price drop and this YouTuber source. The source is non-existent. So it's worth taking with a grain of salt. That's the thing that I kind of find weird is that this guy, like, where's his page at? You know what I mean? Where's a link at? Where's his Twitter? Where's something at? We're going to find out in a couple of days anyway, but this is just something to kind of like talk about. Let me know what you guys think about this and let me know how bad you would want this to happen. Because, I mean, I think I kind of have the answer already, right? Definitely after seeing some of the outrage all over the place for people probably outside of the Nintendo community. And that's shit, even people in there, because they were saying drop the price, right? I think it was a combination of the gaming community in general. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. I hope this is true. And I hope there's some sense of reason. If not, there's some system that helps remedy. They have to do something, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my take on this. I was shocked when I seen it. So I was like, man, let me cover this and get this out the way. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Ponies, sit down.